Hello, everybody. I just wanted to come on and give a short message. I say short on the current energy. And I haven't really been doing many live streams or posting on my social media because I have been working through my own stuff as well as recovering from a rather horrific stomach virus that seems to be lingering a little bit. So I want to include that into the energy update because there has been a lot of purging going on for many people, and some in the form of literal sickness. Many that I'm witnessing. And yes, there are viruses that are going around. However, we are in what I'd like to call an in-between phase. The whole month of March seems to be this very we're experiencing both polarities very strongly. Pisces energy for myself personally, and I would love to just give a whole astrological update. And when I'm personally in Pisces energy, I am very much more connected to the etheric realms and less connected to my logical mind. I understand all of the transits that are happening at this time and where they're taking us, but for me to actually turn that into an interpretation to give to everybody requires both parts of the mind that just don't seem to want to work well. This could be a symptom for many of you as well, feeling tired, extreme exhaustion, body aches and pains, very rapid movement of energy through the body. There is a lot of Kundalini activations going on for many people, which will continue to be on the rise all the way through April when we get to the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction. That's big activations for many people. We've had a lot of tests, Saturn conjunctions and tests and challenges. We're still not out of the woods with those. However, I looked at the astrology just this morning and noticed that there are just the strong aspects are all sextiles, and sextiles are opportunities. Opportunities for growth and activation, but it does require our participation. So you may find yourself in between worlds, in between your old self and something that is being born anew, your old life and a new life that may have been lingering in the sidelines the whole time for you. Old perspectives, new perspectives. We're also still going through the grief process as a collective. Honor the grief process is the card that I pulled. Grieving of the old world, the old life, and seeing the crumbling of many systems and foundations and structures that we once relied on. Seeing the truth will be revealed more and more and more as we move on, especially as we move through eclipse season. So the next new moon that's coming up this coming Sunday, I believe, the 10th, I think, will be the beginning stage or the opening window of eclipse season. And we will have our first eclipse on March 25th in Libra, a lunar eclipse. And that will certainly make a big impact on our relationships with each other, with others, with ourselves as well. So, where was I going with all of this? Oh, the energy, yes. The energy is very... We have the waves, right? Up and down as we're ascending. These are jagged, sharp turns. One moment you can feel completely elated and connected to life, and then it just plummets you back down onto the ground and you smack your head. What just happened? Where am I? Who am I? What's going on? Those kinds of energies. Pluto is very much involved in our soul's lessons, our soul's growth, our soul's evolution. Pluto is our soul's journey. And for anything that we humans tend to, we sign up for to go through experiences and move through them, grow through them, learn through them, evolve through them, and keep moving. When we're not learning our lessons, when we hold on to attachments very strongly, hold on to people, places, things, when we identify too much with our ego structure, when we identify with our possessions, when we identify with our looks, when we identify with our friends, our partners, our status, our occupation, when we identify too much and we're not paying attention to the life's journey, that where life is evolving and growing us to, Pluto will pull the rug out from under us. It will take these things away eventually, but the needle the needle has to hit the red, meaning like you cannot continue to evolve and grow in this attachment. Something cataclysmic will happen, and that is just part of life. That is, a lot of us are signed up to have cataclysmic awakenings and experiences. We've all had them to some degree, some more than others, but it is very defined in the birth chart, and that is where a lot of the growth occurs from. It is not easy, it is painful, it is but it is also, in hindsight, when you look back at the things that you cling to and held on to for dear life until it was no longer an option available to you, it caused you to change. It caused you to shift and move and evolve and grow. And that is, in essence, the journey with Pluto for all of us. We're seeing a lot more injustice, of course, that has been talked about for many years. Things get dark, things crumble, they fall apart. When we start to see life as being absolutely ridiculous, crazy, doesn't make sense, unfair, unjust, and it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse, instead of falling apart at the seams, get excited, because those things are meant to fall apart. Those things are not going to sustain us as a humanity, sustain the earth, sustain life for all sentient beings on the planet, and things must change. We are in this very giant evolutionary process of Earth, of humanity, and all beings on the planet. So when we can zoom out and see the bigger picture, it makes it easier to understand what is happening individually and in smaller formations, and not get caught up and swept up. But there definitely is a grief process. Whenever something that once was is no longer, we humans will go through the grief process of anger, denial, bargaining, depression, and finally acceptance. And it is important that we do honor this grief process. Whatever comes up for you, allow it to emotionally let it flow through you. Trust me when I say, when you allow the emotions, the feelings to flow through you, they will go right through you, and they will not carry you with them. It's when we hold on and attach to and identify with the emotions, the stories, that we continue to carry them with us. So this is definitely a big part of the process that we all are aware somewhere deep down in our inner psyche of what is going on worldwide as a collective. But individually, you may be experiencing some very interesting and strange phenomenon. You may be experiencing a depth of exhaustion or an extreme depth of depression. This is part of the grief process. An extreme depth of rage and anger. Extreme depths of emotion that are shocking to you. And what really matters is how we react and respond to it, what we do with that. So that is definitely one of the reasons why I do what I do and try to assist people in seeing all of their parts and where their soul's journey is taking them, as well as myself. I need to take time for myself to embrace my journey as well. So I wanted to share a little bit of that with you. We have a lot of big changes that are coming up for us. March is just choppy. It's sharp. It's jagged. It's in between. And don't give up. Don't give up hope on what you have already envisioned or intuitively have picked up on the destination or the path that you are on. These Saturn tests are no joke. I'll give you some examples of myself, and I'm fully aware Saturn is squaring my natal Jupiter, and that is a big test. It makes things very challenging and difficult to achieve or get anything done. My YouTube channel, for example, I diligently put out the 12 zodiac readings every week, and it has been growing steadily and in an amazing, beautiful rate. Although I have noticed once Saturn really started to meet up with my natal Jupiter that things came to a halt and we're not growing and actually starting to go backwards, and I found that to be interesting. I did have somebody comment, and thank you so much for your comment. I appreciate that. Somebody commented last night on I think it was the Capricorn reading, that they witnessed before their very eyes. I guess they hit the like button and they witnessed before their very eyes. I've seen this too. The likes go down while they're actually liking a video. So I equate that to out of my hands, out of my control. Sure, there are robots, AI technology that are running all of these things now. I could certainly put in another email or message to YouTube to see, like, hey, this is happening again. What can you do about it? But I'm going to try this one out and see what actually happens with all of this, because I am following my birth chart very closely and getting a deeper understanding as to why everything is happening the way it's happening right now and unfolding the way it's unfolding. It's triggering things in me. This isn't fair. I work so hard. All of let the inner child out when you get triggered, because there are going to be things that happen that are not fair, that hurt, that are bringing up deeper emotions that have been stored in the body from the past that must be released in order for you to move on. And the best way to release them is to actually experience them over again, but allow the emotions to come up, allow them to flow up and out through you. And I guess I didn't do enough of my emotional purging. I ended up getting I don't know if it's the norovirus or what it is, but my purging then turned into vomiting. And even though I'm no longer purging in that way, it's been about 4 or 5 days now, and it's been very difficult to eat. Waves of nausea just constantly with me. And I definitely see that in the energy, the jagged energy that we are riding on right now. So many of you may be experiencing similar things: sleep disturbances, insomnia, anxiety. This is not my experience, but this is what I have been witnessing from others tell me what they're experiencing. And I have in the past when I was going through my Kundalini awakening, when I was stripping away through all the old and the false versions of me and everything that I was attached to. Yeah, lots of anxiety, physical changes for sure when we go through ascension, insomnia, heart palpitations. Of course, we have the sun very active still. We were in a pretty strong geomagnetic storm just the other day. It went to KP6, which was pretty high. That's from a coronal mass ejection. What else? Oh, so many aches and pains. You could even be injuring yourself. Just random, strange, sudden injuries. Go slow. And you might really want to go slow because your body's telling you so. A deep, extreme exhaustion that makes no sense, followed by a giant burst of energy, which then just crash right back down to deep exhaustion. It is wacky, it is weird, it is strange, and it will not last forever. Hold on tight as we go through March, the in-between phase, as we enter into eclipse season. Yes, the world stage is, the collective energy is ramping up big time. And we're all feeling it and sensing it together. So the more and more of us who are awake and aware that we are on an evolutionary journey can do our part by staying centered and grounded as much as possible and patient through all of this. There's not a whole lot that we can actually physically do. Now, if you feel a calling like I must do this, go ahead, do it. But if it doesn't work out for you, just take heed of this message, and it's fine. There's no mistakes. Go with what your gut is telling you to do. But with the Saturn tests, and this is a mantra that came up to me in this morning, and I'm flowing with it. When I think I've surrendered, surrender more. This doesn't mean to just go into numbness. No. Actually, surrendering is difficult as well, because surrendering is I surrender to feeling all of the feelings that are coming up and allowing myself to feel them. These are deep inner child wounds, deep inner child. These are deep repressed. Let's just take it back. Deep suppressed, repressed emotions or energy that we carry with us. And more and more of us are being asked to release a lot of this stuff. So that's what I have for us all. I will continue to do the Zodiac regardless of the YouTube ups and downs. I've made a pact with the universe, with my guides, that none of that really matters as long as I'm following my intuition and following the guidance that I'm given. I'm always given exactly what I need when I need it. And that is good advice for any of you out there who are maybe worried or anxious. Trust in your guidance, trust in the universe, and trust that you are always given exactly what you need when you need it. That is not an easy way to live. And I'm not saying that is advice for everyone, but there are definitely some of you out there that need a reminder of that as well. You're not in this alone. We are in this together. And we will get to another turning point of energy and expansion and life experiences soon. But right now we are being reverberated in between two worlds, and it just feels very dizzying. Very confusing at times. Pisces energy, as I was saying in some of my other videos, begins with the disintegration of the old. And that in itself is sort of a death process that brings about the grief process. And it's important that we do honor the grief process at this time. So I'm sending everyone out so much love. Feel free to comment below. Please don't forget to click the like button, even if it doesn't go up or down. Sending you all so much love and support. And we'll get together live soon. Much love. Bye.